Good morning, students, and welcome to the class of English. I, your English teacher, is again with a new topic for revision. And children, something I'm here discussing here is very interesting because, first of all, it is in scoring, and secondly, if not paid attention, it is very complicated also because you may mark the wrong answers. And the portion we are going to discuss today, children, is reading comprehension or unseen passage. See, although I have explained you various times these techniques, two techniques which are used to solve this unseen passage, but again today I am discussing with you children. So the two techniques are scanning and skimming. You might have seen the scanner machine, children. When you get your things photo state, so scanner machine is there. What happens? The light travels from one side to the other and then back again very quickly. That is scanning. And skimming means, children, you might have seen the cream getting skimmed, and then what comes out after skimming of cream? The butter. So, children, the first technique we will use at first, we will go through this passage very quickly to find out main things. Scanning. Alright. Then skimming, we will mark out the main points or main facts. Alright. So without wasting time, just start the process. Let's read it. This is the largest Malay house on the peninsula. It is built of wood painted green and white, with bold floral designs on a white background around some other circular windows, and a very large porch for followers to wait up in ladder of course. Really, the upper class of Malay houses show some very good work. The thatch of the steep roof is beautifully put on, and between the sides of the finely woven chipped matting interspersed with lattice work and bamboo work. The shady inner rooms with their carved doorways and portieres of red silk, the pillows and cushions of gold embroidery laid over the exquisitely fine matting on the floors, the light from the half shaded windows glancing here and there as the breeze sways the screens, there is an indescribable appropriateness to the region. Okay, children, not moving further, let's find out what we are talking in this first paragraph. Malay house. Second paragraph, Malay house. First paragraph, we are talking about built of wood, green and white. Second paragraph, talking about the woven check matting, lattice work, bamboo work, okay, cushions of gold embroidery. What happens? Windows glancing, breeze sways away the screens. So we are talking about Malay house in first and second paragraph. So children, this must be done in the scanning time only. You must be able to find out what is the central idea of this entire passage as well as what is being discussed in each paragraph. Alright. Now, next, I waited for the elephant in a rambling empty house, and Malays brought pierced coconuts, buffalo milk, and a great bouquet of lotus blossoms and seed vessels out of which they took the seeds and presented them on the grand lotus leaf itself. Each seed is in appearance and taste like a hazelnut, but in the center is an oval slit. The future lotus plant is folded up. The one vivid green seed leaf being folded over a shoot, and this is intensely bitter. The elephant at last came up and was brought below the porch of the house. They are truly ugly beasts, with their grey wrinkled hairless sides, the huge ragged flappers which cover their ears and with which they fan themselves carelessly, ceaselessly, the small green eyes, the hideous. Okay, third and fourth paragraph, what we are talking? Elephant. What Malays brought? Coconut and buffalo milk. Alright. Then we're talking about bouquet which was bought for the person, the author. Then the fourth paragraph we're talking about elephant. Alright. In the fourth paragraph we are talking about elephant. Then it's hides means skin. Then flappers means air. And then eyes. So what we are talking about? the decorations of the elephant and how the elephant looks, the you can say host like attitude of the Malays for this person. All right, let's move on to next part. Trunk which coiled itself snackishly around everything, the formless legs, the piggish back with a steep slope down to the mean, bare tail, features so unlike any other familiar and friendly beast. Before I came out from England, I dreamt of hoddas and cloth of gold trappings, but my elephant had neither. In fact, there was nothing grand about him but his ugliness. I dropped into one of the two baskets on either side of his back from the porch. A young man, a young Malay lad, dropped in the other, and my bag was tied on the back behind with more ropes. The children, I think in this fifth paragraph, we are talking about hoddas. Hoddas, you know very well, the structure, wooden structure which is kept on elephant for having a ride. All right, and then how ugly the elephant's looks are. All right, then the Malay lad means boy, tied the back of the author with ropes. Now, sixth para. My ride was not comfortable. One sits facing forwards with the feet dangling over the edge of the basket. This edge soon produces sharp ache or cramp, and when one tries to get relief by leaning back on anything, the awkward running position is so painful that one reverts to the former position till it again becomes intolerable. After we had traveled 2 hours, the baskets slipped down very dangerously and needed adjustment. We were forced to dismount while the pack was adjusted. Then, while the elephant was still sitting, the driver jumped on the elephant's back and, giving me his hands, hauled me over the head. After the creature rose gently from the ground and we went on our journey. So, sixth and seventh paragraph, ride was not comfortable. So, it means this paragraph talks about the elephant ride. I think not comfortable means having ache or cramps. Alright, painful means the person's ride was not nice. In seventh paragraph, what happened? Something dangerous happened. Basket slipped. So the drivers jumped. Okay, and then the giving me his hands, hauled me over the head. After the creature rose gently from the ground and we went on our journey. Okay, next paragraph. Soon the driver abandoned the elephant for a gossip and a smoke, leaving the animal to go its own way for a mile or two. The elephant turned into the jungle where he began to rend and tear the trees and going to a mud hole. He drew what water there was out of it and squirted it with a loud noise over himself and his rider, soaking my clothes with it. When he turned back to the road again, he several times stopped and seemed to stand on his head by stiffening his trunk and leaning upon it. And when I hit him with my umbrella, he uttered the loudest roar I ever heard. My Malay fellow rider jumped off and ran back to the driver, at which the baskets both came down on the side of the elephant. So now the forward ride of the elephant was, I think, not so good. What's happening? The elephant was, going wild. Actually, what he was doing, he was tearing the trees, going to mud hole, all right, squatting, loud noise, several times stopped. It means the elephant was not happy. It was resisting. So the eighth paragraph talks about this. All right. On the driver's return, I had to dismount again, and this time the elephant was allowed to go and take a proper bath in a river. He threw large quantities of clear water over himself and took up plenty more and with to cool his sides as went along. This is the wrinkled head of an elephant is a very small insect, can still draw blood from it, and so with the water follow, he wisely plastered himself with mud from the river's edge for protection. Mounting again, I rode for another 2 hours, but he crawled along with about a mile an hour and seemed determined to lie down. He rode whenever he was asked to go faster. sometimes the roar of rage, sometimes in loud distress, in despair. The driver got off and walked behind him. But at that point, the elephant stopped altogether. The driver tried to pull him along by putting a hooked stick in his huge flapper, but this produced no other effect than a series of howls. So I think elephant was a little bit wild, not exactly tamed in that manner, or he may be having some kind of problem. So howling, all right. Uh, we are talking about if the mahout or the person who controls the elephant, he tries to do something, the elephant used to give a shout. Now, elephant was given, some kind of bathing. All right. Then what happened? Elephant went to the water, drank water to cool itself. Then what happened? Very wisely, the elephant put mud. All right. Why? Because it is essential, and it helped the elephant to escape from the to escape from the. I think it's written here. Yeah, it's a kind of protection, children. All right, it's a kind of protection from the mosquitoes, because mosquitoes are there in the jungle. So elephants, they wisely just cover themselves with mud so that the insects could not bite them. All right. So this is mentioned here. A small insect can still draw blood from it. All right. So this things we have discussed in the ninth para. Okay. So he climbed back on his to his head, and after which the brute made a succession of exaggerated stumbles. Driver, with a look of disgust, got off again, and I let myself down this unshapely shoulder by a rope till I could use the driver's shoulders as steps. I walked as the remaining miles to Kuala Kangsar, and the driver carried my suitcase. Such was the comical end of my first elephant ride. So now what we are talking about, the first elephant ride of the author. Okay, and which came to an end in the last paragraph. Now, children, this was the our gain by reading the passage first time. That is what do we say to it? We say to it scanning. Now, children, before doing skimming, see in exam you won't have much time to spend. So just one reading. Generally, what happens? We suggest that scanning and skimming take place. Means two readings must be there, but sometimes we can merge both the techniques. All right, to save time. So here, one time we have done the scanning and little bit of skimming also, children. I must tell you very frankly. So now let's directly move on to the questions and start solving. All right. How are the upper class of Malay houses appropriate for the region? So according to our knowledge, uh, we know that definitely the questions will be formed in series. Series means, or in the sequence means, the earlier part of passage would be question in the beginning, middle part middle, and later part later. All right. So I think the question would be from the beginning part. And as we know from the knowledge of the passage that Malay houses, in which paragraphs we are which we have discussed, I think the first paragraph. Let's move on to it. Yeah, Malay house. All right. So my question is, how are the upper classes of Malay house available for the region? Pillows and cushions laid on the floor. Inner rooms have carved doorways. The thatch of the steep roof looks beautiful. So let's check it. So uh, let's see how Malay houses are designed. They are designed built of wood and painted. All right, floral designs are there. Thatch is there. See, thatch is there. It means our third option is there. Then what is there? Inner rooms. So here we're talking about inner rooms. Uh, See, pillows and cushions we have got. Malay house has pillows and cushions also. All right. So, and we have the shady inner rooms. It means what would be the answer? The last one would be the last D1 would be the correct answer. All right, children, of this question. Next, move on to other question. The author had previously guided riding on elephant as a luxurious means of travel because, alright, the first choice is before coming out from England, he did not know what an elephant was. He thought it would be very costly to ride an elephant. He dreamt of hodas and cloth of gold trappings on the elephant, all of the above. So let's try to find this answer. Let's check it here. It will be here only. Before I came out from England, I dreamt of hodas and cloth of gold trappings, but my elephant had neither. In fact, there was nothing grand. So I think this would be the answer. All right. Uh, what the answer will be? Let me click it. That is C1 would be the answer. He dreamt of hodas and cloth of gold trappings on the elephant, but the thing was there like that. Okay. All right. Why is the light in the inner room kept changing? See, I think we are talking about the ballet house. So we must go to first and second paragraph. Options are because of the winds that was swaying the screen, because of changing direction of the sun, because of the movement inside the room, because the screen were being repaired. So let's move on to the first or second paragraph. If we search it here, the light from the still half shaded window glancing here and there as a breeze sways. So breeze here means children wind. So this is the answer, that is the A1. All right. The light in the inner room kept changing because the wind that was swaying the screen. Next question. What are the first incident in which the elephant showed that it was not cooperative? A. It refused to move when the author sat on it. Whenever the elephant was asked to go faster, it roared as in distress. It trumpeted its protest when it was not given water to drink. None of the above. So I think this answer is much more clear. There is no need to go to the paragraph. See, when the mahout used to ask the elephant to go faster, I think it shouted. So uh, B would be the correct answer. All right, that's fine. Which option correctly represents how the author had imagined the elephant to be? So, like this question is there. He dreamt of hodas and cloth of gold trappings. Hodas will be there and gold trappings will be there. Alright. So, which option correctly represent how the author imagined elephant to be? So, author did not imagine the elephant to be. I think this one is wrong because he did not dream of elephant to be a circus elephant. He did not dream of elephant to be full of mud. He did not dream elephant to be of this type. I think option one is the correct answer. He dreamt of elephant to be like fully decorated and then nice ride it would be. Okay. Now when the elephant was asked to go faster, he protested by stopping in his tracks, turning and going back, roaring in rage. None of these. Right. So let's go back again. Let's check. Okay. Just check it this line. He rode whenever he was asked to go faster. All right. So I think here we have got the answer. All right. So the answer of this question would be C. That is roaring in rage. Let's discuss another question. Why does the author call the elephant act of putting mud on itself wise? I think there is no need to children go back, because when we understood this passage, we came to know that because the mud would save it from insects bites. All right, so this C1 would be the correct answer. Now, how does the author describe the elephant? As 2D ugly beasts, having small huge flapper, having small mean eyes, having well formed legs. So for this we will have to go back again. So here the description of the elephant. The elephant last came up and was brought to the porch of the house. They are 2D ugly beasts. So ugly beast, right? Correct. Ugly. First option, ugly beast was there. With their grey wrinkled hairless hides, having huge flapper, right? Huge flapper was there. Having small mean eyes, correct? Small mean eyes were there. Okay. Now next side. And a trunk which coils, yeah, trunk which coils was there, and the formless legs. All right. This point, formless legs. Now we will have to check the options, children. Right. So the elephant was ugly beast. It had mean eyes. It has huge flapper means ear. But here the option is well formed legs. So what is written there? Formless legs. So I think this option is wrong. Fourth one. So fourth one would not be there. Now see which options are having the fourth as choice. I think D is having 4, C is having 4, A is having 4. So it means, see, we have to be very wise, children, while solving the questions. This B would be the correct answer. It means 1 and 3. As 2D ugly beast and having small mean eyes. Although second is also the correct answer, but in the choices, what we are given, fourth, fourth is here, fourth is here, fourth is here, and fourth is the wrong answer. That's why we will mark B. All right. In the light from the half shaded windows, glancing here and there, pick the option in which meaning of light is not the same. All right. See the light from the half shaded window. Light here is the source of something brightness, which have been used in this above line. Now you have to mark the sentence where the meaning of light is not the same. So I open the curtain to let some light come inside. So again, this is light to bring the clarity. White light is such a sunlight, correct? Again, the same light we are talking about. I had light breakfast today. Light here doesn't mean light now. Let me check you the answer again. I was dazzled by the light coming from the sun. Again, it is talking. See, A, B, and D. These three lights are same, but this light breakfast is totally different. So I think this C would be the correct answer, because here the light has a different meaning. Next question is, pick the option showing the correct use of the word hauled. So he was hauled as a famous sentence by the media. So here the word hauled is incorrect. We can use the word hailed. Hailed means respected. If someone is getting respect, so hailed is there, but hauled would not be. There was a hole in the wall. It would not be hall, children. There was a hole in the wall. So let me make things clear. So this is wrong. This is wrong. I hauled myself out of the traffic. So again, it is not so fine. A crate handmade used to haul the car. Haul actually means, children, pull. All right. So D would be the correct answer. See here, the check of your word meaning is word power and vocabulary is also there, children. So you will have to develop your vocabulary also. So children, that's why I have discussed these things. All right. The last question, based on your understanding the passage, choose the options that list the correct sequence of the event described in the passage. So, what are the events which are in sequence? All right. So, the correct sequence you will have to find out. Now, the basket slipped down. The author had traveled for 2 hours. I think it was later. The driver abandoned the elephants for a gossip and a smoke. I think later. The author thought elephant would be wearing decorative trapping. I think it's the beginning. The elephant was allowed to go and take a proper bath. Yeah. So first, I think 3 is there. All right. And then the basket slipped. That is what happened. All right. Now, I think if 2 we are getting the answer. So see, A1 contains the answer 3, 1, 2, 4. So then this is even the answer. You can check the answers here. You can take the screenshots also, children, of this passage. Clear? If you want, you can take the screenshot of the answers and try to solve yourselves. Fine, children. So it was, I think, demo how you will solve the unseen passage based question. Although this is not a question to be discussed, but I discuss it with you so that you may get a proper understanding, because this year the objective part has been increased to 40 marks, and that means a lot. So you have to focus on objective part very nicely, children. All right, if you want to score good marks in a class. This was my small effort to help you out. Hope you would get benefited. And that's all in this video. Thank you very much.